So
You want to talk about UFOs?
oh yeah,
I was going to end it.
that's legit. That's happening.
There's 3 of them. There's 3 different videos of it.
That we don't have to guess anymore.
We know for sure that they're trying to change it to UAPs, by the way.
No.
Yeah.
Well, but what does that mean?
I forgot.
UFO.
Unidentified flying object.
But people think like, oh, it's an alien. No, it's just something was flying around. We couldn't figure out what it was. You know?
Could be Russia.
Could be Russia. Could be China.
But I think the Pentagon consulted with everybody, and they're like, no, we don't know what that is. And
Now they're telling the truth.
well, you're right. You're right. But either way, there's 3 of them. And those things are ridiculous. Like,
Yeah.
those things are going 1,500 miles an hour.
They exist. I mean, UFO. They're out there.
Yeah.
I don't think it's big news in that sense where people are like, I thought so. It's kind of like Santa. You know, you're like,
Yeah.
all right.
Well, everyone, like, we heard the news and we went, okay, next. What else you got?
I was like ready. I thought it was gonna be on all TV channels, and
Nope.
nope. They were like,
Nope.
Trump sucks. Trump this. Trump that. I'm like,
Yeah.
Good God.
Yep. They kind of gave up on it. My theory on that, by the way, before we get started, is they've already been here, the aliens.
Yeah.
They've already been here.
They're good.
They looked at us and they're like, wow, they're way behind us. They're lightning, or what is it? Light years behind us.
Light
whatever.
years.
And they just moved on.
Moved on. Yeah.
They keep checking on us. They check on us, see how we're doing, make sure we're not a threat, and then they just move on.
Those are like their kids that they went past, like, don't go past the street, and
Yeah.
they went out and they're like, look at these idiots.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
what
That's
happened.
exactly it.
I like that. All right, welcome to Outside the Virus. We talk about UFOs now, apparently, but things that are outside the virus, and that's officially outside the virus.
That's way outside
headline
of the
news.
virus. It's not, but it should be.
Should have been.
Should have
Anyways, Dustin here. This is Cody, my hero Tibbets, and we're gonna get
Oh.
started.
That was so sweet.
It's because you got my soda.
Remember a story yesterday about the Lakers thing? The Lakers getting their small little update on that. Mnuchin came out and said it's outrageous.
It is outrageous
So that's it. He's just like, it's outrageous. They paid it back already. Like, everything's already happened. But
because they had to.
Yeah.
Seriously, Shake Shack, Ruth Chris, you name it. The chain type restaurants have to pay it back because the way they did it was not right.
yeah.
I would have done the same thing if I was them. That's the problem. You know what I mean? I would have been like, there's no rule that says we can't just file each and every single store.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
The neighbor guy that I actually met the guy. Beautiful house.
Hulk
like,
Hogan?
no, it's across the street from Hulk Hogan. You go outside Hulk Hogan's house, you look straight across. He's the guy that owns Pinch a Penny, which, if you're not from here, Pinch a Penny is a rather nice pool supply store. You get your chlorine
Very
filled
nice.
up and things. It's a well done store. I don't know if they have like 50, 60 locations or whatever. And same thing with him. Same comment. Well, if you could just apply for each and every store, he could have ended up with like $7 million.
Yeah. That's. But then they came out and said today that they're going to audit anyone who took out a loan for more than $2 million. But
And that's why we don't have a loan from the government. Because I looked at it and I'm like, yeah, we could do that, and technically it's free, but technically they can change the rules at any time, and now all of a sudden you've got a loan payment instead of what should have been, or what it was proposed as, free money. I'm not playing those games, man.
last thing, over under 250 stores for Pinch a Penny. Oh, I just ruined it. 250 stores. They have 250 stores. That's way more than I would have thought.
That explains the guy's pool. I'm telling you, this guy's a lot. He just finished building the house.
They're all there. Oh, they're big.
Oh, they're in Texas.
Yeah, they're big.
Well, they're franchises, so I mean, it's not him, but he's not my neighbor, by the way, but he's in the neighborhood. He has the sickest pool.
Well, he has to.
Yeah, he had to. Yeah,
He can't have a blow up.
it's a sick pool, and then it goes out and down, and then there's like a cottage home on the back of it.
Could you imagine if you like looked and he had an above ground pool? What are you doing?
Yeah, right. That's his only thing. He's a little metal slide on the
It's
side.
like I only have it because I have to.
Okay, I've got some good stuff for you today. I'll let you choose what you want to hear first. I can give you stocks that report earnings and have beaten 100% of the time on earnings and revenue, never missed for quarter number one, because we're in quarter one earnings, right?
Mm-hmm.
And give you that. Sounds like that's not your thing. I can give
I'm
you.
listening to all my options.
Oh, okay. I can give you what the latest investment in the Saudi Wealth Fund is. Saudi Wealth Fund is about $300 billion. They invest in whatever they want. They just invested in Carnival Cruise Lines because they got a lot of money.
No.
And they've got a new investment, so we can talk about that.
Next.
Or Virgin Atlantic, the airline.
Yeah.
We can talk about Virgin Atlantic.
Let's go with the first. When you hyped that one up, you did such a great job explaining it. Let's go with who beats 100% of the time in quarter one.
Well, okay, but for the future, the best one should go last.
Well, do you hear the
like
way
it.
you explained that one? I mean, you went
I'm
on for
just saying.
5 minutes explaining
But
it.
then they see it and they're like, I don't care about Richard Branson. I don't care about Live Nation. I'm out. And so
They're out by now.
it was River. Yeah, they left. Thanks for watching. Okay, well, we'll do it. Let's go. On the screen now, you're seeing companies that have historically beaten their first quarter earnings 100% of the time. It is first quarter, so you got a lot of companies reporting earnings. You may not recognize hardly any of these names, actually. But Grand Canyon, symbol LOPE, you'll see it there towards the bottom. They have they've done it the most, right? So they've beaten 11 first quarters in a row. That's 11 years in a row that they've beaten on Q1 earnings. We also put the average, the return for the day that they report earnings there. If that quarter was their best quarter in terms of performance, we said yes. Otherwise, the next column you see is the quarter that they have their best performance. And then we gave the average gain or loss on earnings day. You'll see Solar Edge has the best earnings move by far, 10.6% on the average earnings day. Ruby, which if you take a look at that one, where's it on the screen? The Rubicon, about halfway down, is the worst at 9.4. And then interestingly, if we take that list and we say, okay, we got earnings, revenue, and then there's guidance. We say, well, what companies raised guidance more than half the time, right? Because not all of them raised guidance every single time. If their company raised guidance at least half the time, what was the performance? All of them were higher. So out of all the names that beat on earnings and revenue, if they raised guidance more than 50% of the time, they were positive 100% of the time on earnings as well. So some geeky stuff in there, if you like.
That was a good one. That's up on our social media, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, you want that?
I don't know. It's just like I get no joy. I get joy in preparing this stuff, but like 2 hours goes by, and then I'm like, I share it in like 2 minutes, and I'm like, oh.
Well,
how do we make more like fireworks?
Well, we usually have the round of applause like they just heard, but you want more people to like comment how much they love your stats? They should do that. They should comment more. Look how dejected he looks. So maybe
I don't know. It just feels weird. I'm not saying they're doing. Everyone's great. We like that you're watching, but it's like I don't know. I make all that. What am I doing? Like at the end of the day, I'm like, why do they do that?
for people.
Yeah, they like stats.
You want stats?
Give me stats.
You're just really dejected.
How long did your
It's not-
stats
It's
take?
not that long.
No, all right. What do you got?
That's probably like 2 seconds.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Pepsi reporting earnings today. When does Coke report earnings, by the way, or did they already?
Well, Pepsi did report earnings.
Yeah, Pepsi already reported, but
yeah.
Coke.
Coke will be in the mix on. They already reported actually.
Did they?
They're done.
Okay, because I was just googling it, but couldn't find anything. But Lay's and Doritos are.
Google didn't have anything.
No, it said July 19th, and I was like,
Oh.
what are you talking about?
No, I didn't. Come on, Google.
I couldn't figure out what month we were in. So anyway, Pepsi reported earnings. Lay's and Doritos are off the charts. I found it interesting that Pepsi did okay, mostly because only 10% of their products are sold in like restaurants, arenas, in everything that's not retail. So
Gas stations.
gas stations, everything like that. Coke is 40%. 40% of their products are in arenas, restaurants, gas stations, convenience stores, and all that.
Doesn't that piss you off?
Why?
You ever go to a lately?
I
No,
don't get that mad about it.
you go somewhere and they're like, "Can I get you a drink?" And you're like, "I have Pepsi." They're like, we have Coke. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's always Coke product.
No, it's not okay.
It's
Go
not
give
the
me a
same.
Pepsi.
It's not the same. It's really not the same.
No, still. So the argument there is, Pepsi has obviously less market share of restaurants and casinos and whatever. Coca-Cola's got a bigger market share. And what do you think's better? Would you rather right now? Would you
Oh.
rather have more
Well,
exposure to restaurants or less? It's like,
Yeah.
all right,
It's pretty straight up.
yeah.
Yeah, I found that. I thought that was actually pretty interesting there.
Pepsi kind of dogged on Coke, by the way, saying, unlike our larger competitor,
got
who
'em.
has a 40% exposure, which are they larger? Are they that much larger for real? They're
While
not even that much larger.
you're looking that up, they'll also pay dividends for the rest of the year.
I look things up like that.
Yeah, you're a lot quicker than I am. I was sitting there Googling the whole time you were reading.
No, Google. What are you doing? Pepsi 203. I'm sorry. Coca-Cola is worth 203 billion. Pepsi 190 billion. So they were right to say are larger, but not very much larger.
Yeah, it's not like massively larger. Next.
Yeah. Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't ready. Let's do the Saudi Sovereign Wealth Fund. So, you don't know, these guys, they've got lots of money from oil. Probably not so much now, but they got about $300 billion in the Saudi Wealth Fund. they had recently taken a stake in Carnival Cruise Line, about an 8% stake. They just decided to take a 5.7% stake in Live Nation.
Whoa.
Out of all the names,
Yeah, that's a weird one.
they're all the way over there. I don't know if they have offices here, but their Saudi Wealth Fund was like, Live Nation.
Yeah,
Out of all the stocks,
that's a weird one.
they've got a 12.3 million share position. They call it a passive position. They don't plan to get out anytime soon. They are now the third largest investor in Live Nation. I would have thought that would have been enough to take over the whole company, but so be it. Liberty Media is actually the largest shareholder at 25%. The Sovereign Wealth Fund, I mentioned they took 8% stake in Carnival Cruise Line there. What do you think the lesson is from this investment in Live Nation, which was down over 50%, and Carnival Cruise, which we know is down a lot more than 50%? What do you think the lesson is?
Buy low, sell high.
You buy freaking low. You know what I mean? You buy stuff when nobody wants it,
Yeah.
or they're scared of it, or they have to sell it.
They nailed it. I mean,
Those Saudis, you know, they don't mess around.
They don't mess around.
They know what they're doing.
they're in. They're willing to take a little bit of risk there.
No, I don't. I'm not being. This could be where I lose some credibility.
I don't know.
I don't know much about their faith and religion or their community. I've never been there.
Okay.
What they wear, you know, I think different things signify different things. But have you ever seen one of them smile? Like I watch all day long. They have them on CNBC, and it'll be like the oil minister, it'll be like Sovereign Wealth Fund guy. I don't see many smiles. You got all that money, you can't crack a little smile.
I've never looked into it.
Oh,
I don't
I'll
know.
point it out next time. I mean,
Yeah,
obviously,
I don't know. I'm pretty sure they smile.
No.
You don't think they smile at all?
It's like the Russians. You ever see a Russian? I'm serious.
Just digging your grave here, man.
No, I'm saying they don't smile.
They definitely smile.
I worked with a Russian for like 3 years, so I can say this. He was a super nice guy, but I could not get him to laugh for nothing. I would come in.
One Russian. He didn't smile, so nobody smiles.
No, they don't. Someone tell me. That's like a thing. They don't smile. But anyways, I would tell jokes that like I would laugh while I was telling him the jokes, and he would go, "Ha, funny."
USO has a reverse split tomorrow morning.
Okay.
8 for 1. 1 for 8 stock split tomorrow. Reverse split tomorrow. I think they're at like 215 right now. The speculation.
I need a stat quick.
You want Bed Bath & Beyond real quick?
I don't know that one. I need a stat to give these people. They're gonna be like.
Bed Bath & Beyond, pretty interesting. They.
Oh wait, the USO
Oh.
thing, by the way, they are reverse splitting.
Yeah.
Supposed to happen today, but because they moved everything out to, where'd they go? They moved out everything to the June 2021 contracts. 10% of their position. They're just making it up as they go now.
Yeah.
That's what they said, not me. I'm not saying that. They're essentially just saying we're just adjusting as things happen.
They're just making stuff up on the fly, huh?
They really
That's
are.
That's not a lot of confidence for
The
investors, right?
USO's existence since the very day, their whole purpose is to invest in let's call it close to current month contracts. Simple as that.
Sorry.
You know what I mean? That was their thing. They did not go out in time to these longer dated contracts, and now all of a sudden they're like, a little bit here, a little bit there, sprinkling around. I'll cover the rest of it on the closing beat specifically, but reverse split tomorrow, 8 for 1.
That's insane.
Yep. So, 1 for 8. It's 1 for 8.
1 for 8.
Yeah, 1 for 8. So tomorrow it was like $2 today. Tomorrow it'll be worth $16. You'll have 1/8 the amount of shares, and that's it.
You got any more? You want my Bed Bath & Beyond?
Hit me with the Bed Bath & Beyond.
Bed Bath & Beyond I find pretty interesting. They got the old CFO from Target, Mark Triton.
Yeah.
I think that's how you pronounce
That
that.
is Triton.
Triton?
Triton.
All right, I'll go Triton. And he's now the CEO of Bed Bath & Beyond.
Do you shop there?
Do I?
Yeah.
No, Bath & Body Works. But I get those two mixed up.
All the time. Yeah, all the time.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
do.
really know the difference there.
I just recently got a coupon for Bed Bath & Beyond, and I'm like, but it says can use it online.
Yeah. Well, that's what they're big on here. And since he started, they converted 25% of their stores to just fulfillment centers, kind of like Amazon has fulfillment centers.
Smart.
And I remember Target a couple years ago being like, "Hey, we don't know how to compete with Amazon. We're trying to figure it out." This Triton guy had it figured out. He went to Bed Bath & Beyond.
He's a smart dude. Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, there's that. They also they're buy online pickup just like everyone else right now, but they converted pretty easily to that. when this whole thing hit. Not allowed to mention it, but
Really, like, they've done a good job so far. He hasn't been there long. They've done a good job. The stock price has done well also since he's been there. Well, and he had to, you know, he couldn't assume this was going to happen. But yeah, it's really just overall really cool. BJ's has done that. Sam's Club did that, where some of their locations were now distribution centers and stuff. I don't know if it's the way of the future, but
I mean, if you got to compete with Amazon, I mean, yeah, you have to almost.
do you? Like, that's, I don't get the whole, like, do you have to compete with them?
I think you have to be able to compete with them. You can keep your brick and mortar, but I think you have to be able to compete with Amazon's delivery. I mean, you order something off Amazon, not recently, but
Yeah, but who's closer, Amazon or Target? Like,
who's more convenient?
no, I'm saying, if let's say I go on Target.com. I don't think I've ever been on it. But let's say I order something and I'm like, I need a gallon of milk. Could Target get it to me faster, or Amazon?
You could go to Target and get it faster.
No, but that's the whole idea.
Yeah.
Like, Amazon, I don't want to go, and you order it. Could I not get it faster? Like, they're gonna figure that out. Target and Walmart and everybody, they're working on it. But
Yeah,
Target's right there,
yeah,
and they're basically everywhere. They already have all the centers, so it's like, figure out how to tell me what's in your store, and if I can have it now, and then just bring it.
yeah,
You're closer. I don't know.
yeah. I think it's easier said than done, but
There's room for something big there, and
Yeah.
my little mind can't figure it out.
well, that's why guys like Mark Tretton are there to do it.
Yeah, he'll figure it out. All right, last.
That's it.
Richard Branson, he owns a lot, but Virgin Atlantic, they need cash. You need cash?
I mean, it's $7.
We did. We found $7, but we need to use that in a bet. Well, that'll be right here. We'll come up with a bet.
Okay.
So Virgin Atlantic needs about $618 million in the form of a kind of a bailout. Richard Branson said that Virgin Atlantic would only survive if they get the bailout. Otherwise, he'll sell.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Sell the company for whatever he has to. Now, he wants a commercial loan. He doesn't want free money. He says, I will pay it back. But as of now, they're not making very much progress with the UK government there. Cerberus and the Singapore Sovereign Wealth Fund have also put together some offers to loan money in the form of having it be convertible shares, but they want Richard Branson's piece. So if he does this and takes the money, he'd essentially be out.
Wow.
That'd be the end of it there.
Ooh, that's fun.
Which it sounds like he doesn't care, because he said,
It'll sell.
I'll just sell.
Yeah.
So this is maybe his way out. I don't know.
Wow. That'd be insane.
And lastly, highlighted in yellow, intros.
What is it?
End screen.
Oh, end screen. There it is.
We say goodbye. You see another video.